Hey there, back again with our 100 Days to Brave. We are actually up to day 20. Again, sharing in the journey, 100 Days to Brave, using this book written by Annie F. Downs. Again, a compilation of daily devotions of hers to help us to become our most brave selves and grow into being the folks that God has designed us to be. I'm just grateful that you guys are following along in the journey with me. I'm excited about it. Glad that I'm this far already. The first time I picked up the book, I only got up to day 6, but I am committed to finishing this 100-day journey this year. And what's helping me stay committed are you guys, because we're going on the journey together. We are in the portion of the book now of Brave Enough to Believe God. He is who he says he is, I promise. Okay, so again, we follow along. You can get the book yourselves if you like. I ordered it from Amazon. I am sure it's available at your local bookstores. Sure, you can probably check it out from your local library. But my preference is that you continue to listen to me read and we do it together. Okay, let's get into day number 20. God is who he says he is. God is not human that he should lie, not a human being that he should change his mind. Does he speak and then not act? Does he promise and not fulfill? That's Numbers, the 23rd chapter, in verse 19. You know who had some serious courage? Gideon, the one from the Bible. In Judges 6, all the Israelites were misbehaving in serious ways, the kind of ways that separate them from God. The Lord gave them over to their enemies, and they were living in fear, hiding away and being defeated and robbed. Then the Israelites began to cry out to God for rescue. I know that move, don't you? Hiding from God when I feel like I've messed up, but then asking him to rescue me when I've gotten myself in a bad spot. God decided to show mercy and deliver them, defeating the other armies by using the Israelite army. And Gideon, this unlikely little guy, was about to have a unique call to courage. Starting in Judges chapter 6 and verse 11, we see Gideon threshing his wheat while hiding out in a wine press instead of separating the wheat in a normal public place. An angel of the Lord appeared and said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Judges 6 and 12. This statement surprised Gideon because, well, he was hiding, which is not your typical mighty warrior behavior. But the Lord told Gideon that he was the guy who would lead the army to save Israel from the Midianites. When he heard this, Gideon immediately started explaining to God why he was the wrong guy for the job. He belonged to the weakest clan, and he was the weakest of the weakest clan. You know what was happening there? Gideon was looking at himself and his own abilities rather than looking at God and believing that he is who he says he is. You are deeply loved and called to be courageous by a God who is perfect and perfectly trustworthy. If you feel stuck looking at your own shortcomings, look upward to your Jesus, who is exactly who he says he is, who defeated death itself, and who empowers you to be brave. Yes, we definitely look at ourselves and our own circumstances and think we are not able to do so many things. But if we just trust God, we are able to do and to be all that he has called us to be, simply because God is who he says he is, almighty. Okay, our topic that's brought out in today's lesson says, you are deeply loved and called to be courageous by a God who is perfect and perfectly trustworthy. You are deeply loved and called to be courageous by a God who is perfect and perfectly trustworthy. All right, our call to action today for Be Brave. Are you hiding from God right now? You don't have to hide. God is making you brave day by day. Are you hiding from God right now? You don't have to hide. God is making you brave day by day. So I guess that's our thing, to know that we don't have to hide, open and honest about who we are, what we're feeling, what we're going through. Take it to God, and He will help to make us strong. He will help to make us brave. He will help to make us courageous. But we first have to understand and know that God is who He says He is. We put our trust in Him, we are able to do anything. I know it's something for us to get to, because for me, myself personally, I have those fears, those doubts, even that unbelief sometimes. But again, we are to trust that God is who He says He is. All right, folks, that's day 20 in the books. We need to remember that God is who He says He is, and that we are all deeply loved and called to be courageous by a God who is perfect and perfectly trustworthy. Leave any comments in the comments section. I love to read your comments. I love to have an interaction, a little bit of dialogue with you guys. So please do that. And until tomorrow, as our journey continues of 100 Days to Be Brave, have a great day, folks. Thanks.